What's going on, everybody? Marvel the Cross 316 back with another comic book flashback. Today we are looking at Daredevil issue number 12. This issue came out in January of 1966. And today we have a brand new story going on. We saw last issue that basically Matt Murdock gave up wanting to work with Karen Page and Foggy Nelson. And so now the life of Daredevil is going to get very interesting as he's going to come across some new people here as we got Captain Plunder. He makes his first appearance in this issue, and we also see an appearance of Kazar. And so we have a lot going on. So let's go ahead now and get started. Today's title is Daredevil, the Man Without Fear, Sightless in a Savage Land. And so we have a great issue to look at today as we see Matt Murdock walking away from Nelson and Murdock, attorney at law. We see that, if you've seen in the past issues, you know that Matt Murdock was working with Foggy Nelson, but now he is going on his own for the first time ever. He's going to be on his own here. And so let's go ahead now and give credit where credit is due. This issue is brought to you by Stan Lee, who wrote this issue. We have Jack Kirby on the layouts, lettering page by Sam Rosen, and for the first time ever in this series, John Romita is going to be doing the artwork here, the penciling here. So we see John Romita is going to be introduced to this title here for the first time. And I have to say, his artwork is one of my favorite things to look at because, again, he is an awesome artist. And so let's go ahead now and continue this series. We see Matt Murdock is going to get in this taxi here, and he keeps thinking about his former life and all the memories that he's had in these past few issues. And he wishes that he could just reveal to everybody that he is Daredevil so that he can truly be himself, but he can't do that without putting his loved ones in danger. So he makes it back to his apartment. He's getting ready to get on this cruise here, this cruise ship, just to get his mind off things. Remember, he's thinking about all of these things, all of these memories in these past few issues, all these villains he's fought. Then all of a sudden he looks down at his watch and he's like, oh crap, I have 5 minutes before the ship takes off. I need to get going. So he suits up as Daredevil, and it only takes him about a minute to suit up here, and we're going to see that he's going to take his trusty billy club with him so that he can travel pretty fast here. And so that's exactly what Daredevil is going to do. He's going to travel as fast as he can, and he loves it too. He loves just going out, being a hero here. This is who he's been made for, basically. He is a hero, as we see here. And he even gets into unrushing traffic, so he's going to then use that to his advantage here. And he finally, as we see, makes it to the ship here when all of a sudden this sailor comes up and says, "One moment, sir, there seems to be another passenger coming." And they're like, there, sir. So we see that Matt Murdock returns here, and people are helping him board the ship as people know that he's blind. And so all this talk is going around that there's this guy named Captain Plunderer, or he's like a big guy that likes to rob ships and stuff. He's basically a pirate, and he has his own crew, and this is where we meet Captain Plunder here. And the captain sees that there's this Odyssey that is on shore here, and he knows that people on board have valuable items like cash and jewelry. So all of a sudden, these pirates are going to try to attack the ship here. Everybody starts to panic except for Matt Murdock, and Matt Murdock's like, I guess it is true. Captain Plunder is real. And so Captain Plunder is going to take people hostage here on this ship. And this gives Matt Murdock the opportunity to change into Daredevil. And so that's exactly what he's going to do. As we see here, he's going to then take down Captain Plunder's men here. But Captain Plunder is a genius, as we'll soon find out. Now we're going to look at Kazar for a moment. And if you don't know anything about Kazar, Kazar lives in what we call this kind of jungle place. He lives in this jungle land, and basically he's had run-ins with different superheroes. And one of the superhero teams recently that he's been in contact with is the X-Men, as he met the X-Men in X-Men issue number 10. And so Kazar basically is it called the Savage Land? That's what I'm trying to think of. That's the name. And so Kazar is he basically controls the Savage Land, and he doesn't want any intruders on his land. So we see that there's these swamp men that arrive, and so Kazar is going to have to deal with these guys, and we'll see more Kazar here later. So we see that they're making it to this other island here. They're not coming to the Savage Land. They're actually coming to what we call Skull Island, as it looks like a skull here. We'll see more of Skull Island here in a little bit. So as we see that Daredevil is continuing here to take down some of Captain Plunder's men here, and that's exactly what we're going to see. But Captain Plunder, like I said, is not going to go down without a fight. And so what he says is, you better lay low or I'm going to cause these innocent bystanders to jump into these shark-infested waters. So Daredevil has no choice but to go with Captain Plunder. And we see here that they don't take anything except Daredevil. So that Daredevil basically finds out that Captain Plunder wants Daredevil to join his crew. But Daredevil does not want to join here. So Captain Plunder is going to show Daredevil, give a demonstration of what his ship can do. It's no ordinary ship that he boards here. This is a unique ship in that it transforms into an underwater vessel, like a submarine. So it has unique advanced technology here. We see that Captain Plunder is going to go down below and let Daredevil just understand exactly who he is. And he sits with Daredevil and says, I never have fought a man like you. And you have pretty much only two choices. You can live or die. And if you choose to not abide by me and join my crew, then you're going to Skull Island. And Daredevil's like, what is Skull Island? Well, we see that this underwater vessel is going to travel all the way to Antarctica. And this is where they're going to come across Skull Island. When they get there, they see that Skull Island is on fire because of these swamp men. And so this is where we're going to see Kazar come into the picture here. As all of a sudden, as these guys are coming on land, we see that Zabu, which is the tiger of basically Kazar, is going to attack, and Kazar attacks as well. Daredevil's going to jump into the fray, and he's going to tackle Kazar for the first time. And Kazar has this super strength, and he punches Daredevil, knocking out his radar sense. And we'll soon see how that happens here. And we see that Daredevil is lying unconscious on the ground here. And Kazar is then going to make, easy work of Captain Plunder's men here. Captain Plunder grabs his gun, but before he can shoot, he's hit by a rock, and his gun shells ricochet, as we see right here, and we see that that causes an explosion, as there were explosives on his ship. Excuse me. And so we see that Captain Plunder dies in the explosion. And so we see that Daredevil finally gains consciousness here, and he realizes that he has lost his radar sense. So now he truly is blind, and then one of the bullets ricochets and hits Daredevil in the arm, and Daredevil now lies helpless on the ground as he's about to be engulfed in the flame when Kazar comes to the rescue, takes him back to this cave here, and he says basically to himself that Kazar is going to look for some medicine here so that he can save Daredevil. And so while Kazar is in the jungle looking for some medicine, he comes across this man-eating plant here, and now Kazar is going to have to deal with this, and he's being having a hard time taking this thing down, and it looks like he's in trouble. So he calls for Zabu here. Zabu's going to come to the safety of Kazar, and while Daredevil's left in the cave, now he's going to have to deal with the threat of this Magor, who is the last of the Deadly Eight Men tribe. And so we'll see how Daredevil is going to come, and is he going to basically fight against this 8-man called Magor? Is he going to survive this? We'll have to find all this out in issue number 13. I hope to see you there. Go ahead now, give this video a like, comment down below what you liked about this issue, and I will see y'all in the next one.